Hello everyone, and welcome back at Jesse Heck Creative. This time we're going over two Build-A-Figures, Joe Fixit, aka Hulk, and Venompool, aka Venomized Deadpool. Let's get to it. So here is Joe Fixit in all his glory, and he's a pretty cool figure. He's a big guy in a suit, and it's the Hulk in a suit, and that's kind of it. Not really my favorite figure, just per se. I think the suit's pretty cool, leads to a lot of kit bashing potential, but it's just not really my cup of tea. So let's get started with the head. We could just pop it off here. It's just okay. It's the Gamerverse version, by the way, of Joe Fixit. And he's alright. Not really my favorite. Not really my least favorite. Just very ho-hum. I like the hat a lot. I wish it could come off the head, but it's glued on. And this is just a face of Hulk, I guess. Needs more or grr, anger. But maybe Joe Fixit's a different character or something. I'm not really too keen on who he is. It's just a big Hulk in a suit for me. So that's the head right there. Underneath the head is this piece you can take off. And this leads to a lot of who's this going to be used next for, you know? I think this could be Hyde or something, Mr. Hyde. And that'd be nice to get another, you know, Build-A-Figure or Deluxe figure out of this sculpt. Because this sculpt is, I think, brand new. I mean, I don't think they'd reuse anything maybe from Kingpin or something. I'm not sure. But this looks like all brand new sculpt to me. Maybe the shoes. Not even the shoes. Yeah. It's all new sculpt. This tie piece is pretty cool. I like the backing of it. Looks very nice. Looks very good. Red tie with some designs on it. Looks really cool on that. And I think that this collar piece is pretty cool too. Yeah, it's just a nice little tie piece over here. You can slide that back on here, and it looks fine. Works fine to slip that in there first, and put that piece in there. Sort of got to move the coat around of that, and just fix that up. There we go. All right, and put that back on. So there's that. It's just okay. Not too much paint at all on this guy. It's black paint in the shoes. You got some just white paint over here for this little napkin in his collar, or the lapel at least. Some paint over here. It's just okay. It's alright applied. The weird thing is, why is he green? He's like a greenish sort of, I don't know. He's a greenish kind of like gray color, and that's very off-putting to me. Articulation is as follows. Let's just do that and get over with. Head goes up, head goes down, head goes all around. Get into some nice tilt. You know, it's on a dumbbell joint. The arm goes out this far, goes down that far. 360 with very ratchety motion. A lot of gappage over here too. That's kind of, okay. The arm can go up 90 degrees, barely anything. I mean, look at this. It's like not even 90 degrees actually. Under. It swivels around on the bottom. We have the chest joint, which is a sort of diaphragm kind of joint. It kind of doesn't really want to twist around. You can kind of hula hoop it a little bit. You know, I don't know. It's okay. You gotta also hold the waist joint, because the waist joint wants to twist more than that. I'm not even sure I'm doing this right. I can't even tell what he looks like. Underneath here is sort of a mystery to me. I don't really... It's okay. I wish you could, you know, take this thing off, but I don't want to break the glue, because then you have to re-glue it and re-tab it and redo it and everything like that. So that's sort of frustrating. It's a very frustrating kind of figure. Legs go out this much, in this much. A single joint doesn't even barely clear anything. Doesn't even clear 90. Barely any foot joint mechanism, and you get a little bit of wiggle. That's it. There's your Joe Fixit, everybody who wanted him from the Gamerverse. I mean, you could probably swap him with stuff, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna swap things and do some kit bashing. Let's go. Gray Hulk is the obvious first choice, but his head doesn't really fit well. It just sort of slides on there. And I thought I'd try something cool and put this little orange thing on here. You know how I love orange, guys. It's kind of interesting, like a weird tattered cape. I'm all ready for work, but my cape's tattered. Oh boy. I'm really liking classic Green Hulk in this suit. I love Green Hulk. He's really fun and kind of a fun guy, you know? All these taxes and all these bills and everything. I gotta pay all these things and Hulk man! I'm really impressed by this Red Hulk on the body. It looks awesome. It reminds me a lot of Anger from Pixar's Inside Out. And match the tie. It works really well. Wow. I'm liking this a lot. Red Hulk's really cool also. I love his figure. really imposing kind of guy. Apocalypse is looking in top form with this. I really like how his head fits, but his hands don't really fit too well within the jacket or just in general. They're a little small for me, but I just like the look of Apocalypse in a suit. It's great. Apocalypse is an awesome villain, really great character, really fun to kitbash and just have fun with. It's really nice. Apocalypse looks awesome in this, at least the Age of Apocalypse version with the gray hands. The gray hand just looks like a bigger hand. At least it fits the suit way better, and I just find this really funny. Like he's about to close some kind of deal, you know? I'm really not sure if this works at all, but let's get Eddie Brock Venom, the deluxe one, into the mix. And just, I don't even know. What is it supposed to be? The files were due today! They're not in the emails! Kind of like Dinosaur Office. If you haven't heard of Dinosaur Office, check it out. It's like just half an hour of little clips and sketches and bits. But man, this reminds me of that a lot. You know, you can even have the tie out for maximum effect and just make it all like very disheveled and the files were supposed to be in the office. What's going on? Yeah. Wow, this is great. Yeah, Joe Fixit may not be a great Build-A-Figure himself, but the Kitbash potentials are actually really, really funny. Here's Toxin. Wow, I am really impressed with this. I really like Toxin a lot, but this is gonna put me through the roof. I can have so many like weird business characters just in suits and they're evil or whatever, and I don't know. This looks kind of fun. I'm liking this a lot. Business Toxin. Let's give it a hand for Business Toxin. Yay! Yay! Okay. Yeah, the head still looks like a tomato. I love these. This is great. They fit really well. I'm really glad they fit well. Those hands, the spiky clawed Venom type hands, fit really nicely. It looks really great. The head's kind of big, but that adds part of the charm. It looks kind of like a T-Rex. I really like this a lot. It's a really great kind of just head, body, whatever you want to do with it. It's Business Toxin. Let's give a hand for Business Toxin. Yay. So here's Caliban. I just have him holding a little tray of food. He's kind of like the intern, I think, if this were a business of evil X-Men characters. Yeah, this kind of works. I want to do something with this. Just have a business filled with bad guy X-Men characters who are all wearing suits, but the heads are all outlandish and weird, and you could just have fun with it. I mean, just for a weird example, let me just get, you know, Business Apocalypse. Just put it right over here. I don't know. It's silly to me. Like a weird kind of sitcom they're doing to raise money for the evil villain fund. Yeah, I don't even know anymore. Man, I had a great pose on that head earlier. It's perfect. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what this is anymore. This is really funny and kind of cute. I don't know what's going on though. So here is Shadow King, and he looks pretty okay. I don't know if I like the more svelte features. Maybe this is an early Shadow King or something. But yeah, the point of him is to be morbidly obese, so this doesn't really work for him that well. Everyone's been saying that these hands work great, these Caliban hands. I'm just not a fan. I don't know. A little too white, a little too not creepy enough. He works better with different hands. I mean, this head too. I mean, it's not even on all the way. It kind of just wrecks everything that way. If you sort of like actually put it on the ball peg, it sinks it down, so it's like he has no neck. It looks okay for him, but it's just not really my thing, I guess. I don't know. Putting the quote-unquote actual Shadow King, or at least the monster Venom Build-A-Figure hands on him, fare better, but doesn't really shake the feeling that it's not really the best thing. I don't know. I like Shadow King a lot, but he works better on the white body as opposed to this dark gray suited body. And yeah, it's just okay. It works. It looks like a Goomba from Mario Brothers movie. Just like, not my thing. Not my cup of tea. It looks really nice on Venompool. I think it looks better than sort of anything else. Wow, I'm really surprised. The chunkiness works really well. The lack of neck works really well for this. And I just like it a lot. Man, that's pretty interesting. Huh. I'm kind of impressed. I'm really impressed by this. That's awesome. Good job, Hasbro, for making a very versatile body. Joe Fixit stands at about 8 1/4 inches tall. Here's Joe Fixit next to Emma Frost, Rogue, Gwenpool, Ultimate Spider-Man, Tony Stark, and Chameleon. Here's Joe Fixit with Shadow King and Jesse Heck Creative. I guess he's taking me to work with him. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. And Venompool! Wow! I love this guy. He's big, he's chunky, he's Venom and Deadpool. Two of my favorite characters, actually, in Marvel at least. At least the symbiotes and then Deadpool. I like anything Deadpool, I like anything symbiote. Let's get to it. Okay. Wow, I haven't really played this guy that much and, moved around and posed him, so let's get to this, okay? The texture is everywhere around his body. He has this nice sort of seam kind of texture. It's also on the Fox Deadpool from that 2-pack with Negasonic. Man, they put all... That's why the wave is kind of lackluster, because they put everything they could into this guy. Man, this guy's from one of the Marvel video games, by the way. Not the Gamerverse new one, from the Gamerverse wave at least, where Hulk comes from. But I think it's from an online game or something. This is awesome. Wow. The teeth are great. The eyes look really nice. There's little staples stapling everything together because everything's ripping at the seams because he can't keep his costume together and be a symbiote at the same time. Actually, I think this is part symbiote, the black stuff, and this is all... So he's stapled his costume to himself while he's a symbiote. Oh, Deadpool, you nut. Alright, wow. Tongue's great. The purple looks really nice. Wow. I really like this guy a lot. Really cool, really well worth it. Okay, so let's go over the head. Oh, that's too far. Okay, head goes back a lot, goes forward a lot. It kind of buries into this little harness piece right here. Let's go over the arm. Goes up, not too much. Goes around. I'm worried about it could have just hitting this. That's my issue. Breaking that. Going around a little bit, goes up a little bit, side to side. Get a full range 360. That's very nice of them. Single jointed elbow doesn't go past 90, but it works kind of. I like it. This little sort of chain piece can turn around. The wrist can turn. It can go down a little bit. It can go up. It's hindered by the chained piece. If you take off the hand, I said if you take off the hand. Okay, good. Took off the hand finally. Take off the hand. Looks a little naked, but you can move it a little bit more, I guess. Alright. Speaking of which, let's get this over with because the hands are kind of hard to remove. That's kind of weird. Put the stuff holding hand in there, and that goes this far and that far. Not too far at all. Taking it off for like probably one final time. Man, this is really tough to do. Gotta put this back on here. I think that's how it works. Or does it go this way? I can't tell. Actually, it goes that way with the bottom of the... Yeah. Okay, cool. So you gotta piece this back together. Don't know why it doesn't want to go back on. That'd be nice if it stayed back on. So some assembly required, I guess. Man, this is nowhere to go. Nowhere to work. Yeah, that goes like that. That goes like that. Right, it should work like that. Maybe I don't have it on the right axis or something. Interesting. Very interesting. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's mismolded or something. Maybe I have the wrong piece in general. Put that stuff holding hand on there, and the stuff he can hold is this sword that comes out of the back. That's pretty nice. Put that in there. Slot that in. And yeah, you got a sword. It's very, very flimsy and not really that. So yeah, maybe the sculpt is good, but the work on this is just very shoddy, and it may break apart. There's some nice weathering on this though. It looks nice. Some built-in brokenness of the sword, a little bit of imperfections and stuff, like he's been fighting with it a lot. I don't think I'm ever gonna really use this though, but he has a big katana, and that helps. Alright, so after all those shenanigans, let's try to get the other hand going. These hands just do not want to come off. And I lost the thing again. I gotta re-put that back on. See if I did that correctly again. Yeah, these don't really fit all too well. Maybe they're on the wrong hands. Maybe I got the wrong ones. I don't know. Where's the other stuff holding hand? Put that on there. Alright. Doesn't really want to move it at all. That's great. Batting 0. So the articulation's kind of nil in this guy. Doesn't really want to move, but hey, let's put a sword in his hand and see how that fares. Yeah, it's okay. He looks pretty cool with 2 swords. I don't think I'll even really have him use the swords, but I mean, that's a thing that Deadpool does. Slices people up with swords, and you got Venom and Deadpool, and maybe this isn't such a great Build-A-Figure after all. He looks great. Looks amazing. I just don't think the articulation's kind of, maybe need to move him around a little bit. I don't know. Alright, the harness. Movable. You had to actually place this in a certain spot in the back. You can clip that on. That works fine. Doesn't really move too much. It's all attached around here. The chest goes down a click. Goes back very far. Goes forward and back pretty well. Swivel at the waist. And that just fell off. I'm so proud of that. Swivel at the waist. Splits. Not too bad. Goes up this far. Hindered by the belt a little bit and this little pouch thing. I don't know. Oh, it's a different piece. Goes back. Not too far at all. The joint right here. It's okay. Doesn't really want to hit the butt or anything. Swivel. None to be found. It has this nice little thing you can swivel around. That's pretty neat. Pivot the leg. Goes back. No. Not the leg. The foot goes back. This far. Forward. I said forward. I'm going to put on the ground and then have it move forward. Good. Has the pivot, of course. The 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Alright, yeah. That's Deadpool. He's big, strong, burly. Swords. Claws. You name it. He's ready to fight. Let's rock. Let's do this. Grr. I'm going to put this back on. I'm going to put these back on, probably. No, actually, these would be good hands for something or somebody, you know? They could retool these and maybe take away the sculpt, but from a far enough distance, you couldn't tell it's not a fabric material, so that's pretty nice. Venompool stands at about 7 3/4 to 8 inches tall. Here's Venompool next to Emma Frost, Rogue, Gwenpool, Ultimate Spider-Man, Tony Stark, and Chameleon. Just because they have similar textures, here's the Venompool Build-A-Figure next to the Fox movie Deadpool figure and Jesse Heck Creative. Are you sure you're a doctor and not just a magician? So overall, these are 2 very strong Build-A-Figures in very strong waves, yet I feel like the strength comes from the sculpting and not really the characters themselves. Joe Fixit, I could really care less about. He's Hulk in a suit. I have like a bunch of different versions of Hulk that are all way better and more recognizable than this one. There is an appeal I see to Hulk in a suit, yet the suit is way better than the Hulk inside of it. Venompool is actually really awesome with his sculpt and his paintwork, yet the articulation suffers a little bit, and some pieces don't really meld together as well as they probably could. The back sheets can be put on a little bit better, maybe with a peg and not that clip thing. And the swords and the hands need to be retooled a little bit so they can fit in better and way easier. But it is not denying the fact that these 2 Build-A-Figures are just really cool and worthy to add to your collection, even if you're not going to use them for what their intended purpose is. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Heck Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jesseheckcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned!